Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of a comic where Conan leaves his home of Samaria in search of fame and fortune and high adventure that will become the stuff of legends. But first, he's got to wander around in the snow and kill a bunch of animals. This is a review of Conan the Barbarian, number 13 from Titan Comics. This is available right now from your comic book retailers and is also available on Kindle. This is the beginning of a new 4-part plot line that will, of course, be collected in trade paperback once it's done. And so let's start with this gorgeous cover. This is by Dan Panosian, and I think he hits it out of the ballpark. Conan is in the north, and it's cold, it's snowy, and that is perfectly captured in this cover. And we have a woman here, and I believe this is probably the Frost Giant's daughter. This is a story commemorating an anniversary of that short story. And the outfit here does not appear in this particular issue. Perhaps it's a reference to something further along in the plot line, or perhaps it's artistic license. But either way, it looks great. This is a very cool looking classic Conan cover, and I have no complaints. But if you want other covers, we got plenty, and they all look great. So, you know, we've got covers that are basically straight out of The Frost Giant's Daughter, the short story by Robert E. Howard. We've got this cover, which is directly from this issue of Conan fighting wolves. We've got a tribute to an old What If issue. We've got random covers of just Conan looking like Conan. You know, we've got more stuff, you know, related to the story or related to the Frost Giant's Daughter in general. And so I think there's a lot of really good options for covers if you don't like this one. But like I said, I like this one. And from here on out, what I'm seeing solicited are covers that are related to the story, right? They look like either the Frost Giant's Daughter or, you know, whatever's happening with Conan up in the snowy north. And he does encounter the Frost Giant's Daughter at some point in this plot line. But first, he's got to wander through the snow for a little bit. And I just want to point out on the map that shows us where he's at for the issue, we've got these cute little frost giants on the map, and I just love that to death. And so once again, the artwork is by the amazing Doug Braithwaite, who is our artist for this plot line, and it looks spectacular. This is an unusually introspective story where Conan is kind of wondering if Crom exists, if the gods exist. You got to remember, this is before he's encountered anything supernatural, most likely. And so there's a lot of flashbacks to his childhood, which is really neat to see. And Conan gets in a lot of fights with animals. This is Conan's most dangerous hunts. And I gotta say, the wolf battle is beautifully drawn, as is a fight with a giant grizzly bear. In Conan's defense, he does need food out there, right? And he also gives these animals a fighting chance. For some reason, he feels like he needs to get in a sword fight with a bear. And I think the animal battles work very well. I mean, it may seem a little anticlimactic for a character like Conan to fight just wolves and bears, but remember, he's just starting out, and so he needs to level up so he can fight the bigger enemies. That's how it works in the video games. That's what this issue is. It's Conan grinding for experience. But we do get a cameo of the Frost Giant's Daughter, who will play a role in the later issues. It's a good, solid, entertaining issue, and it reminds me of some of the high points in some of the other Conan comics we've gotten in the last 20 years. The young Conan flashbacks are, of course, reminiscent of Kurt Busiek's Conan run, where he would have these filler issues that would tell the story of young Conan growing up in Samaria. And to me, these were the highlight of Dark Horse's Conan run. And of course, in the recent Marvel run of Conan, they did a silent issue called Conan the Barbarian Exodus that tells the story of how Conan left Samaria. And it's a silent issue, and it's definitely one of the better issues that Marvel put out at Conan in their recent run. So this issue is in good company, but it is hard to say just based on this issue where it's going as far as the plot line goes. And of course, Titan Comics is notoriously tight-lipped on what the plot line is about in the plot synopsises. But if you look at the Conan account on Facebook, it actually does tell you exactly what this storyline is going to be. And it's supposed to be a retelling of the Frost Giant's daughter from the point of view of the Frost Giant's daughter. Now, that doesn't show up in this issue. This is told completely from Conan's point of view, and Frost Giant's daughter only has a cameo, but I suspect that should change in future issues. And, you know, I'm sure it's going to be kind of an unnecessary kind of story, but it should be good. I think Frost Giant's daughter is the kind of story that you can expand on without necessarily taking away the mystique, right? It's not, the horror there is not based in the mystery of the characters necessarily, like in Children of the Night, right? In Frost Giant's daughter, honestly, Conan is the scariest thing in the story, and that's what makes it kind of one of the more controversial short stories that Robert E. Howard did of the character. So it'll be kind of interesting to see things from another point of view for that story. The Frost Giant's Daughter, the short story by Robert E. Howard, is widely available in Conan collections. You can also look up audiobooks of it. I listened to a great one on YouTube recently, and it has been, of course, adapted in comic books. Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith adapted it in Savage Tales #1, which a slightly censored version was reprinted in color in Conan the Barbarian #16. And Dark Horse also adapted it. Kurt Busiek and Carrie Nord did it in issue 2 of the Dark Horse Conan series. And also worth noting, Conan the Adventurer, the animated series, also did their version of the Frost Giant's daughter, and it was kind of neat because we actually got to see where the Frost Giants live and stuff. And so that's all my thoughts on the Frost Giant's daughter and about the series itself, because I've been reviewing this every issue for over a year, and it's been remarkably consistent, and my opinion just isn't really changing. I think I've said everything I need to say about the new Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics. It has great artwork, solid story, and if you're interested in Conan, it's worth checking out. So this is going to be my last review of an individual issue for this series at this point. Unless something really changes, I really just don't have anything else to say. I'll continue to do reviews of the Savage Sword of Conan because every issue of that are different. I do plan to get the first year of that, which will be 6 issues. And when Titan puts out new comics like Conan Battle for the Black Stone, I will be picking that up and I'll be reviewing that as well. But I'm probably going to be switching back to the way I did reviews before COVID, where I would review a first issue and then I would review the entire plot line or miniseries once it's completed. Since most comics are so serialized, it's just really redundant to review every issue. And that's going to free up time for me to do other videos I really want to do, like an overview of the first year of Titan Comics Conan with spoilers, a review of the Cole movie, along with reviews of other movies about Robert E. Howard characters. And I've had a ton of Edgar Rice Burroughs related reviews that I've wanted to do since January, and I just haven't had time to do, and that should free me up to do some of this stuff. This channel is a hobby for me. I don't make a dime off of it, and I just don't have a lot of time to do these videos, and I appreciate everyone's patience, and bear with me. I'm trying to get around to all the requests and all the things that I've promised to do. It will happen eventually. And plus, I gotta go outside and kill some wolves so I can level up like Conan. All right, guys, like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, see ya.